You know, some people walk through life without realizing the things that are waiting for them. They never know when the moment of their fate will arrive, or when a small decision will set them on a path they cannot turn back from. I was one of those people. I didn't know when I first saw it, but I should have known better. I should have walked away, but I didn't. I thought I was just buying a mirror, but it was never just a mirror. It happened on a day when the skies were dull and the air smelled like old paper. I was walking down an unfamiliar street in a part of town I had never noticed before. The houses here were ancient, leaning in ways that made them seem like they were about to collapse. The windows were cracked, the doorways narrow and dark. It was quiet, too quiet. But that's when I saw the shop. It was small, tucked between two taller buildings, its sign barely hanging from a rusted chain. Antiques, it said. Nothing more. The door swung open with a groan as I stepped inside. It smelled like dust and mothballs, the air thick with the scent of forgotten things. The shop was packed with oddities, old books with cracked spines, faded paintings, porcelain dolls with eyes that seemed too alive. But there, in the farthest corner, covered by a dark cloth, was the mirror. I couldn't help but feel an odd pull towards it, like it was calling to me. The moment I uncovered it, I felt something strange. The mirror was enormous, framed in dark wood, etched with intricate roses and vines that seemed to move under my gaze. It looked ancient, yet its surface was smooth and flawless. The faint glow from the shop's dim lights reflected off the surface, but there was something about the reflection that didn't sit right with me. Something about it felt wrong. I don't know what drew me to it. Maybe it was the beauty, the elegance, or maybe it was something deeper, something in my gut telling me I shouldn't walk away. But I did walk away, just for a moment, and when I returned, the shopkeeper was standing right behind me, watching me with those pale eyes of his. "Careful with that," he said, his voice barely more than a whisper. "It's not just a mirror, it's cursed. It shows more than what's in front of it. It shows your soul." At the time, I laughed it off. "A curse? Sounds like a good story to scare the tourists," I said, brushing past him. But his eyes, they stayed on me. I'll never forget that look, like he knew something I didn't, something I couldn't possibly understand. But I didn't listen. I bought it. I walked out of that shop with the mirror wrapped carefully in cloth, thinking I had found something beautiful, something unique. It was a bargain, after all, a piece of history. It was that night that I first noticed something was off. You know how, when you buy something new, you look at it for a while, trying to figure out where it belongs. I set the mirror up in the hallway, just opposite the stairs. I figured it would make the place look grander, more elegant. But that's when I noticed it, the reflection. It wasn't exactly like mine. It moved a second too late, or sometimes too early, like it had a mind of its own. I caught it once, in the corner of my eye, as I passed by. My reflection didn't follow my movements. It stood still, staring at me, its eyes colder, darker than mine. I thought I was just tired. Maybe I hadn't slept enough. But when I turned back to look at the mirror, I saw it clearly. My reflection, my own reflection, was smiling, but I hadn't smiled. I tried to shake it off. I really did. But every night, The mirror seemed to grow stronger, the reflections more sinister. Sometimes, it wasn't just a smile. It was the way my reflection moved when I didn't. And then, the whispers started, soft at first, like the faintest murmur of a voice in another room. But the longer I ignored them, the louder they became. They weren't my voice. I knew that. They came from the mirror. It was like the mirror was alive, speaking to me, begging me to listen, to come closer. At first, I didn't understand. I couldn't, but soon I realized the reflection wanted more than just a watch. It wanted to take. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. The whispers, the strange movements. It was too much. I walked up to the mirror, heart pounding in my chest. I reached out, my fingers brushing the cold surface. That's when I saw it. My reflection reached out, its hand mimicking mine. But it wasn't me anymore. It was something darker, something that smiled at me, with eyes full of malice. I tried to pull my hand back, but it wouldn't move. The reflection was pulling me in. I screamed. I tried to break free, but it was too late. The reflection gripped my wrist, and I could feel something cold, something ancient, pull me closer to the mirror. I had to get away, but I couldn't. The mirror had already claimed me. I felt the coldness closing in around me. My heart raced, hammering in my chest as the reflection, the thing that had once been my own image, gripped my wrist, pulling me deeper into the mirror. The surface of the glass was no longer just a reflection. It was an opening, a portal. I tried to scream, but my voice was lost in the void. I could feel the air grow thin, colder than anything I had ever experienced. The world around me, the room, the house, faded away. There was only darkness and the sound of that cursed whispering, growing louder, surrounding me like a suffocating blanket. It wasn't just my reflection anymore. It was me. The thing pulling me in, the thing behind the glass, was wearing my face, my eyes. But those eyes weren't mine. They were cold, empty, hollow. It was taking me, replacing me. I felt the last of my strength drain away as the mirror pulled me closer. I wanted to fight, to scream, to break free. But the more I struggled, the more I sank into its depths. The reflection that had once been my own was now in control. It was the one in charge now, and I was trapped, forever. And just like that, I was inside the mirror, trapped in a world of glass and shadows. I can still hear it, you know, the faint echoes of my own voice. It's still calling to me, still whispering, but I can't answer. I can feel it now, the curse of the mirror. It never lets go, not of you, not of anyone.